Good morning, everybody. I'm Abby from Farmhouse on the Ranch. Welcome. Today we're doing a video about amaryllis bulbs, and these are the ones I planted a couple of weeks ago. I did a video on it and they are just going to town, gorgeous. I positively loved this glass container that I put them in because I can see the roots, I can see the water level, and it's supporting their stems enough that they're not toppling over. So they are just positively gorgeous. The paper whites, on the other hand, they are very, very pretty. A little tall for my camera setup right now, but they have a very, very strong fragrance. My husband actually really doesn't like the fragrance of them. I don't mind them, which is odd because, like hyacinths, I can't stand the smell of hyacinths. So, and he likes those. So I just, you know, whichever. My brain stalled out. It's okay. Anyway. They are very strongly fragranced. So what I am doing today is I am going to be putting a couple of glass cylinder amaryllis bulbs together as Christmas gifts because this time of year they get cheaper. So these I bought, I think they were $7 a bulb, and these I picked at Walmart for $3 for the entire container. This is not, it's a plastic, it's not metal. And it comes with a bulb and it's in dirt, but I just really don't love the way that this looks. For one, it doesn't have any holes in the bottom, so you could easily drown your bulb. You can't see the roots, you can't see how much water you got in there, and if your soil level is soaking wet, then your amaryllis bulb is going to rot. So this is a very challenging setup for somebody that's never had an amaryllis bulb and doesn't understand how they work. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these two glass cylinders. I have two of these, and I'll use the containers for something else in the spring, but not for this project. And I am going to spray down my containers here with a little glass cleaner. Make sure they're really good and sparkly because you don't get to clean them afterwards. Once I got everything in them, they're really hard to clean. I don't know about you guys, but I always get finger smudges on everything. When you're picking out your amaryllis bulbs from Walmart, this is just not going to get sparkling clean. It's got candle wax in it, I do believe. When you're picking out these little package things from Walmart, you want to make sure you look at the bulb and make sure that your bulb is sprouting in the straight form, because they go, when they stunt them, is what they do. When they get to growing too much, they don't want them to die, and they don't want to water them because they don't want them to grow, because they're actually in a form of dormancy right now where they don't need water, but they will start to grow as soon as they get light and any kind of moisture in the air. So what they'll do is they'll just cut them off, and then the amaryllis bulb will come in and try to grow out of the side of the bulb, or it'll start growing in a weird angle. And to correct that, it's quite the process. You kind of have to know what you're doing to get it to grow straight again. So if you're just picking them out first time amaryllis grower, or if you're giving them as a gift, make sure you try to get the ones that are growing straight up, because pretty much all of them will have been trimmed, cut. So, okay, we got a couple of cylinders. I went out and got some gravel out of my yard, which I washed. You want to, if you're going to use gravel, then you want to make sure it's clean. Otherwise the dirt will pool at the bottom and you'll just have a really strange looking little line of dirt at the bottom. And was gonna really wanted to use like glass beads, clear glass beads for this, but I haven't been to town, so gravel it is. So I'm just gonna fill these up an inch or so. I'm gonna try to get the gravel down to the bottom. I got a nice long spoon here. Okay, so we have about an inch of gravel. The light in here is just really odd. I've got about an inch of gravel in the bottom. I'm going to take my amaryllis bulb, which I've dusted off gently. I'm going to slide that down into the cylinder just as carefully as I can. Plant him in there, and then I'm going to take a little bit of gravel. Very gently kind of set that gravel around the bulb. Alright, I'm going to shake that down in there. kind of wobble him around a little bit, and that just sets the bulb so that it doesn't, when it gets top heavy, it doesn't want to just flop over. So I'll move the camera and do the other one up close. So there we have our 2 vases with Amaryllis bulbs. These will start to grow almost immediately with the gravel being damp like that. You want to set them in a nice sunny location so they're getting lots of warm sun. You don't want them to get really cold at night. They're sitting here, right here. This is where this one grew in this windowsill with southern sun. So it's getting sun, I think 6 to 7 hours of a day. You're going to want to bring the water level in the bottom of your new vases up to the first few days. This is important. First few days, you want to make sure the bottom of the water is right at the bottom of the bulb. You don't want it to be halfway up the bulb or underneath too far because its roots haven't started to grow yet. But you want it to be right at the bottom of the bulb so that the bulb can touch that water. And then after it starts to grow some roots, which makes this glass canister or any glass container very, very helpful, is you can see the roots. So you want to wait until you can see a few roots growing downward, and then that will be your water level that you keep, because you don't actually want the water to touch the bulb, you just want the water to touch the roots. And when you're watering these, you want to very carefully, if you use like the faucet in the kitchen, what I do is I tilt it slightly. That's why it's important to pack the gravel around the bulb so that when you tilt the cylinder, the bulb doesn't every which direction. And then let the water run down the side of the cylinder to the bottom, because you do not want to get water in the actual top of the Amaryllis bulb anywhere near the stem, because as soon as it gets down the neck of the stem of the Amaryllis bulb, you're going to rot out your Amaryllis bulb really, really quickly. So that is the basics of that. These will be gifts and they will be gloriously beautiful. I'm very excited to give them to my mother and my sister-in-law and my grandmother. I need to do one more. I think I'm going to do hers in a mason jar, which I'm actually kind of really excited about. That'll be an even different look. So I've got 2 cylinders, this beautiful glass. I don't know what it's actually used for. Maybe it's a lantern. I got it at Menards. And then I'll have a mason jar one. So I hope that you enjoy my videos and that you keep coming back to watch more. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, share. All those things help my videos to get out to more people on my channel to grow. And I will see you in the next video. Merry Christmas.